Andy knew that I was transitioning into my life out of football, and I took a year off. And when you retire, you say, "Oh man, I'm just gonna take some time off, and I'm gonna just wait and let things happen naturally. Probably take 3 or 4 years off." But after that first year, I was like, "Man, I got to find something to do." And I still had a lot of love for football. I was a little burnt out, but I still feel like if another season would have came about, I probably would have played. But I knew the parameters and centered around that. So, I was just like, I went to Andy's camp. I went and hung out with Andy. Andy invited me in. He's like, "Yeah, come on out." And I was like 3 weeks in, and I was starting to get into a routine and learning what being a young coach is all about. And then, I got a call from Fox, and I did a car wash with Fox probably a month earlier. And I didn't hear back from him. But while I was in the camp with Andy, they called and was like, "Hey, would you want to come do an audition to be on the Sunday kickoff show?" I'm like, that's a big show. If I have no experience, I never, did a kickoff show or a Sunday show. And so I went and asked Andy, because now I'm nervous. Like, damn, man, I done put in a month with Andy, and I know like he expected me to try to become a coach. So when I got the call, I was excited because I was straddling the fence on if I really wanted to become a coach. And I know I'm going on the tangent, but I got to tell you the story.
Oh, it's beautiful. Keep going.
What I was feeling was this. Okay, we learn all this offense and we got to go teach it. But just 2 years ago, I learned all this offense and then I had to go apply it myself. So now I got to go teach it, and I'm still too connected to the game. My love for the game is like, I learned this that night. I don't want to go teach it. I want to go try to do it. And so I was kind of torn. I never told Andy, but the next day I went and talked to the coach, and I said, I waited till he was by himself, and I pulled him to the side. I said, "Coach, I got an opportunity to do the Fox Sunday kickoff show, and I just wanted to get your thoughts." And yes, I go on a tangent. Because I'm trying to make up. I'm like, because I really want to do this, but I want to do that. And he looked at me. He said, "I think it's great, son, but I want you to do one thing." He said, "I want you to call Chris Berman and John Madden tonight, and I want you to get their thoughts, and I want you to talk to them and ask them questions, just like you asking me." He gave me Chris' number. I never called Chris. I called John first because I'm like, "Oh, I'm about to get John's number." The great John Madden. Get up. You probably one of the only people in this, probably 15 people that got his number. And Coach had, he gave it to me. I called John, and John was just like, you be yourself. It's not gonna feel surreal when you first doing it. It's gonna be awkward, and he was like, "You're gonna go through all these emotions doing it." And I did. Because he was like, you're so much of a player at heart. And I talked to John for like 15 minutes. And then I talked to Andy, and I told Coach, give me a couple of days. I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to head out to California and do the audition. I'll let you know how I go. Did the audition. I got it. Thank Coach. I called John and told him, "John, I felt like it went great." This is what I told John. John was like, "Well, how did it go?" I felt like it went good. Because they sent me a script to prepare and get ready for the audition. So I just did my due diligence.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "John, I felt like I did good." And I was like, I don't know how much more I could have done better. He was like, "Well, if all else fails and you feel like that, then the Fox don't hire you. You can have that film and you can take it somewhere else and you can see where you land." But Fox hired me like 3 days later, and it was a wrap from there. So I would say John had something to do with that too. Maybe, I don't know.